Hey friends, it's me Alyssa and I am back with Live and Local Atlanta. We're in that funky little week. It's right after Christmas, right before New Year's. I'm so excited. This is a fun New Year's Eve event I've got coming to you guys. I'm here with my incredible friends. I'm here with Armand Kadima and I'm here with Ebony Berg. And they are from Vegan Parlay. And I'm so excited about this New Year's Eve experience for you vegans out there. Now, I dabble in vegetarianism, not full time, but probably like 70-80% of the time, most of my meals are vegetarian based.
That's a good start.
I'm excited to hear what you guys have going on. So let's start with your New Year's Eve event.
Yes, we have an upcoming New Year's Eve event on New Year's Eve, of course, and it is a all-vegan event. And we will have some amazing guests and pioneers in the community, some amazing chefs, a collaborative of chefs for this event, along with Tassili Raw Reality, who's a pioneer.
Oh, they are so good.
Yeah, she's a staple within the vegan community. Amazing person, and she'll be featuring her wraps. And we have some other amazing chefs. And this is going to be, we're going to have a panel discussion where we raise the awareness and consciousness of sustainable food choices, such as a plant-based lifestyle, and things that really just help affect our body, our health, and the spirit, and the planet, helping to save our planet with sustainable food choices.
I love that. You all know going into 2024, you want to make good choices. You want to eat healthy. You want to get right with your body, your mind. And I think this is a great way to kick that off. Now, Armand, can you talk to us a little bit about Vegan Parlay? What exactly is it? What can people expect with it?
So Vegan Parlay is really a community, right? We're raising awareness, as Ebony alluded to, around the impact of a plant-based lifestyle. So for me, it's been a journey, right? I transitioned to a plant-based lifestyle roughly 9 years ago, and mainly for health reasons. But as I've evolved through the process of becoming a vegan or plant-based subscriber, I've learned that it's not only just how it impacts our health that's important, but also the impact on our environment, right? Animal agriculture is one of the largest polluters on the planet, right? There's a lot of information out there, documentaries, scientific research that detail that our rainforest is down to 30%. And by 2030, we will only have 10% of our rainforest remaining. So, and the majority of the rainforest is being cut down due to the growing of soybeans to feed animals. So we're literally eating our way to extinction. So Vegan Parlay is more of a community and an environment where people of like-minded perspectives and ideologies can come together and foster the conversations, the relationships, the bonds around delicious plant-based meals, and ultimately what we could do to make sure that we are doing our part to help prolong the livelihood of our planet and our ecosystem.
I love hearing that, and I think it's so great hearing about what is still, veganism, I guess, is considered a little bit more mainstream now, but still an alternative lifestyle. So it's great to hear experts talking about the lifestyle and the journey. Let's talk about, you mentioned some panel discussions. Let's talk about what attendees can expect with those panel discussions.
Yes, well, the panel discussions, we're going to have, subject matter expert from different fields. We're going to have, somebody from the medical field. We're going to have someone from the, restaurant, vegan, plant-based food. We're going to have other people who have vested interest in fostering the conversations around conscious food choices, right? Being conscious and aware and intentional of what we consume and how it impacts our environment as a whole. We also have a partnership with an organization called Capitalism. Not capitalism. Conscious capitalism, right? Mm-hmm. Conscious capitalism. Their focus is to foster conscious entrepreneurship and business mindsets around creating consciousness in the business environment, as far as the relations between employer and employee, employer and the environment, and business to business, right? What can we do to foster a conscious way of dealing with one another and conducting business? So the panel will focus on all facets of that, create a dialogue around what we as people and as business owners can come together to foster a conscious way of living and conducting with one another.
That is so wonderful to hear. Now, I have to ask, let's talk about some, day of logistics with Vegan Parlay and your New Year's Eve event. How can people find out more information? What times are it happening? All of that.
Well, the event starts at 7 p.m. We will go till after midnight, maybe around 1, maybe a little after. We will have, like I said, a panel discussion. We will open the room up so people can talk about their journey, whether they're vegan or not, whether they're like you, a vegetarian who's, taking baby steps to get there, or whatever they're doing within the business to help, like he said, foster a more sustainable, you know, life and planet. Whatever you're doing to contribute, we want to hear about it. Whether you're starting, whether you aspire to do it, we want to just help to inspire people to do that.
Okay, and where can they find out more information?
So yeah, we definitely are on social media, right? Vegan Parlay on IG, Instagram, Vegan Parlay, just VEGAN and then PARLAY.
And for the event, for tickets, Eventbrite.
Okay.
You go on Eventbrite for your tickets.
And we will be at Cultivate Coffee, which is an
Yes.
amazing establishment in Howell Mill in West Midtown, the whole West District area. So it's a phenomenal facility. There's going to be, like as Ebony mentioned, the doors open at 7. We're going to have a live DJ, right? Potentially working on some, live
performances. Yes.
We're going to have, amazing, drinks that are infused with, superfood, nutritious, plant-based alternatives. We're going to have, games. We're going to have fun. It's going to be interactive.
It's going to be definitely
It's
fun.
New Year's Eve. We're going to come together. We're going to have fun. We're going to sing. We're going to dance. We're going to eat. We're going to
Yes.
fellowship. It's going to be just a phenomenal evening. And then we're going
Yes.
to bring in the new year intentionally and consciously as we enter 2024. And, looking for ways to, uplift the vibrations of our planet.
And we're also going to have a lantern release.
That sounds so fun. I mean,
Yes.
to be honest, I have to say, I think the last 2 or 3 New Year's, I've just been like, let me go to bed. It's 9 o'clock.
I know.
I'm ready for bed. So
Yeah.
I think
get
it's
that.
so great that you all are doing something that's really interactive. It's great for people to come out, educate themselves, maybe start a new lifestyle change, and I think that's so exciting. Now, I want to shift gears a little bit and ask you all kind of about your vegan journey. You shared a little bit about yours switching from I guess, previously a meat and veggie diet to just vegan due to health reasons. What's your story?
Same. I started my vegan journey about 2 years ago. And like I was like, I don't know if I really can do it. Maybe I'll be a vegetarian and go back. But as in doing that, I'm like, I see the benefits of going full plant-based or being a vegan. So it's been a journey, and it's not going to be easy, but the intention is to get back to a full 100% plant-based diet. Yes.
And let's talk about a little bit of the decision-making processes for somebody who might be teetering on the edge of they want to try it out, they're not sure how it goes. What would you say is step 1 for somebody to get involved in the vegan lifestyle? What's an easy step somebody can make today to make a change?
I think for me, there has to be a purpose on
Yeah.
why you're making a change, right? For some people, it's health related, right? Ebony, I didn't want to intrude, but you had a health situation with a family member.
Yeah, so
that also had you consider, or even the plant-based diet prior to.
Absolutely. And so my mother was diagnosed with cancer, and during that, once she was diagnosed, they put her on a plant-based diet. So it's like, why wait till we're sick to be put on a plant-based diet instead of doing preventative measures and start early? If you know that that's going to prevent sickness and disease, why not start with preventative measures and, start that lifestyle before you get sick? So that encouraged and motivated me to do that.
I think a lot of people get scared when they hear the word vegan. They think it's really difficult, like they're grinding up almonds or something to eat. And they get scared because it seems like these healthier products are a little bit more expensive when you go to the store. Can you talk about what you would say to somebody to ease their mind off of the financial burden or just the complete dietary change?
Ultimately, everyone eats some facet of a plant-based diet, right?
Yeah.
Because nobody just eats meat all day long. Like some people, you do have some meatitarians right
Yeah.
there. I know there's some,
They're out there.
information
They're
out
out
there.
there.
They're out there. Maybe 1%.
Yeah, exactly. But
They're
we all
out there.
eat, we all, accompany our meat with something, whether it's rice and beans, whether it's some broccoli, whether it's, asparagus, whether it's, whatever, right? It's potatoes, French fries. Like there's always plants associated with, our meals. And what's fascinating to me is that literally most people would not eat meat if it wasn't seasoned,
Right.
right? But it's seasoned with vegetables and
With
fruit, in some
herbs,
sense of
yes,
herbs, fruit.
yes.
So it's literally we make our meat taste like vegetables for us to eat it, right?
Exactly.
So ultimately, I think there is a lot of myths around cost associated with being vegan, plant based. Yes, there's a lot of commercial processed foods out there that are hitting the market. The Impossible Burgers, Beyond Burgers. I don't have anything against these things, but they're also ultimately still not optimal for our health because these products have a lot of GMO, they're processed, and they're not, really best for our body. Yeah, they may be good for our environment because they're not being harvested through animal agriculture and such, but they're still not the most optimal, choices for our diet. So those food options can be expensive. But if you just stick to the basics, your grains, whether it's kale or it's spinach or sticking with lentils and beans and nuts,
Nuts.
seeds as well. Seeds are phenomenal options to create meals and nutritious food. So it's about just keeping it simple and going back to the basics.
Yeah.
We as human beings existed throughout antiquity with minimal food consumption. And we made it to this day because otherwise we wouldn't be here, right? If our
Yeah.
ancestors did not sustain themselves through natural food options that did not, strain our environment.
And to address what you were saying about it being easy, the thing is they make it so easy and attainable to eat things that's bad for you. They got all these fast food restaurants out here and things that's convenient. To be vegan or to practice a plant-based lifestyle, it's going to be a little harder because you have to prep. You have to do meal prep. You actually have to go out and find your proteins, what works for you, what don't work for you. But this is your food. Your food is your health, right? This is the type of things that you should be paying attention to and putting more effort into. So yes, it's going to be a little bit hard. It's going to be a little bit harder, but it's going to be worth it because your health is everything.
I definitely understand that. Now, Armand, you were saying you've been on this lifestyle for 9 years. Can
Yes.
you walk us through what a average day looks like for you? Let's start with maybe 6 a.m. when you wake up in the morning.
So 6 a.m. typically I get up, not that early. I'm more like 7:30 a.m. Right? Usually I just do water. I usually
Okay.
do water's first thing I do. After water, I may do some tea. I may do some type of hibiscus tea or some type of a peach tea, or sometimes and it depends where I am. If I'm detoxing, I may do some dandelion tea or something of that facet. And then after that, I usually do some type of fruit, right? Usually fruit, and according to the season. So right now we're like fall, winter-ish. I usually do a lot of like pears. Pears are like my favorite go-to around this time of year. Pears, or I may look into blackberries. I was, do some blackberries. I try to eat seasonal as much as possible. Not always, but so I'll do fruit, and then so that's usually around 10, 11 a.m. And I probably won't have lunch, till like maybe 2 or 3. And your lunch sometimes is simply just a smoothie. I'll do this amazing like super infused superfood smoothie. I
They're
make with
good.
some coconut milk with some dates. I'll put some some seeds, some sunflower seeds and some hemp seeds for protein. I'll throw some all those vegans out there that think honey is not vegan. I prescribe to using honey. I think honey has a lot of health benefits and a lot of components to it. So a lot of times I lose my vegan card because I use honey. So I'll put some honey in there, and then I always do some type of grains. I do some grains. I usually do organic girl super greens. So it's usually chards, kale, and spinach or arugula. So I make this like super green concoction that is phenomenal and amazing. So I will do that, and then for dinner. I typically would do something like I tend to prescribe to more of a raw lifestyle as well. So I'll do like a raw sage burger, which Ebony has become an expert at making it, and it's usually a combination of nuts, seeds,
Walnuts, pumpkin seeds.
pumpkin seeds,
Yes.
yeah,
Peppers,
fennel seeds,
fennel
peppers.
seeds.
So just mostly it's just like these sage crumbles made from raw nuts
Inspired
and seeds.
by.
Yes, Love and Alive. So this is something that is
Yes.
inspired by one of our favorite,
Vegan restaurants.
vegan restaurants here in the city in East Point called Love and Alive. They make the most amazing, plant-based. So their
Yes.
entire menu is raw plants, right? And it's phenomenal. So I would do something like that on an average day. Sometimes I do some cooked meals here, and I'll incorporate some quinoa, some quinoa, some lentils. Like I love lentils. Lentils are amazing.
They are amazing. They
are.
Exactly. Some lentils. So I use something from the legume group, right? And quinoa is usually a great alternative, especially tricolor one quinoa. There's another thing called fonio. I love fonio, incorporating fonio in some facet of our food. There's yuca. I may do some yuca, some cold yuca, exactly, right? Some yucas from Mexico. So there's a ton of options out there,
Yeah.
right? So typically that's how my day will, it just depends on the vibe, what's available at home, or if I'm out somewhere. And there's also a ton of vegan, plant-based vegan places that are popping up everywhere who actually offer good options that are not processed, that are not some of these readily available fast food options.
My favorite soup is lentil soup, and it would
Yes.
definitely make you lose your vegan card because I make it with these really nice beef cubes. I gotta throw that one out
You
there.
had to put it in there.
It's my favorite soup in the whole wide world.
Yeah.
It's got carrots, I've got some potatoes, corn, got the lentils.
But would it
in
be
there.
still as good without the
Yes,
beef?
I
exactly.
actually, and it's my
Yes.
mom's recipe. I used to hate the beef when I was a kid, and I would eat everything but
the
that.
beef, see?
And as an adult, I've learned to appreciate, I guess, the value the beef adds to it. But overall, it's still my favorite soup. Now,
Yeah.
Ebony, I want you to let everyone know where they can find you guys on social media,
Yes.
the event on Eventbrite, all of that one more time.
Yes, again, we are on Instagram at Vegan Parlay, spelled just like that, Vegan Parlay, Parlay. And you can find our event and get your tickets on Eventbrite. Just look up Vegan Parlay.
This is Live and Local Atlanta. Of course, I am Alyssa, and make sure you download the free Odyssey app today. That's AUDACY inside the App Store. Once it's downloaded, favorite Star 94 Atlanta so you can get notified of exclusive conversations just like this one with my friend Armand and Ebony from Vegan Parlay. And if you want to stay up to date with me, you can give me a follow across all social media at itsme_Licity. I'll see you guys next time.